Hey guys, how are you? Um, Great to see you today. We're continuing our study called Wisdom from the Proverbs. And I wanted to just can you imagine if I knew where there was a treasure? I'm talking about, let's say, there were Bitcoin shares in this place, or maybe you had, Apple stock at the price they were 20 years ago. Or maybe it's just something, maybe it's just a treasure, just a treasure. And I knew where it was, and I could get you directions. I can tell you where to find that treasure. And you would say, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. So I want to tell you about something that's way more important than any of the riches of the world. It's a treasure beyond, it's a treasure called wisdom. And I want to tell you where to find that. Now, it's a secret, but I'm going to tell you right now. It's in the book of Proverbs. So I want you to listen. Last night I was reading through, and today is the 8th as this comes out. And I've been reading through the Proverbs this month. I'm taking one proverb per day, reading it at night. And listen to what Proverbs chapter 8, there's 31 of them. That's why you can align it up with a month. It talks about wisdom being personified. In other words, as if wisdom were a person. And it says, does not wisdom call? Does not understanding raise her voice? On the heights, beside the way, at the crossroads, she takes her stand. And it goes on. And it talks about this call that wisdom makes to us. It calls out to us. It says, hey, come and find wisdom, because wisdom will help you to live a skillful life and a very fulfilled life. And it's an amazing thing. Listen to what it says. It says concerning wisdom being personified. All the words of my mouth, of wisdom's mouth, are righteous. There is nothing twisted or crooked in them. They are all straight to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Take my instruction. Again, wisdom is speaking. Take my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than jewels, and all that you may desire cannot compare with her. And it just goes on and on and on. And the beginning of Proverbs is a bunch of chapters that just tell us about the importance of wisdom and how important it is for us to seek wisdom and to live skillful lives. And really, that's what Proverbs is about. So I've enjoyed talking to you about this. All I've really tried to do is tell you where the treasure is. And the treasure is right there, sitting in a book right beside your bed. Okay? Maybe you have it. Maybe you keep it in the drawer in your office. Wherever that book is, the Bible. Why don't you take this month, the month of April, okay? And instead of letting it be the April Fool's month, let's let it be the April Wisdom month, a month of wisdom. And really, as we get next week, we're going to actually meet in my backyard. And I've been working on it. I wanted to get it ready before I had my first filming out there. And we're going to finish up in Proverbs next week. But I wanted to just take you to one of my favorite sections in Proverbs. Again, it's mostly pithy statements, short statements that give us general wisdom for life, but sometimes it goes on. And I want you to see a comparison between, maybe an indictment on the fool, but then we're going to see what it really is. Okay, so in Proverbs 26, it talks about a fool, a person that, I guess that would be the epitome of the person, or the antithesis, rather, of the person who doesn't pursue wisdom. Listen to what it says. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. In other words, when you're speaking to someone who pursues foolishness, who is a fool, answer them as if they're a fool, okay? Because don't waste your time because they don't pursue wisdom. Listen, another one. This is right in a row. It says, whoever sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. In other words, when you need something to be done, sending the message, and you assign that to a fool, it's like It's like it's like cutting off your own feet and drinking violence. It's gonna backfire. The next verse says, like a lame man's legs, which hang useless, is a proverb in the mouth of fools. So saying even the greatest wisdom, when you hand it to a fool, it becomes, it's like a lame man's legs. A lame man's legs, they don't work. They're useless. Okay, like one who binds the stone in the sling. In other words, you remember David? He put the stone in the sling and he threw it and he hit Goliath. Well, he's saying if you bind the stone in the sling, in other words, if you wrap it up and duct tape it so it can't escape the sling, it says, like one who binds the stone in the sling is one who gives honor to a fool. Verse 9, like a thorn that goes up into the hand of a drunkard is a proverb in the mouth of fools. If you got a thorn and you're drunk, that thorn's going to be dangerous. A proverb in the mouth of a fool is dangerous. Now, hang with me, because it appears that Proverbs 26 is bashing the fool. Let me go on. Like an archer who wounds everyone, a person takes the bow and just shoots it randomly into the air, is one who hires a passing fool or a drunkard. Like a dog that returns to its vomit. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it? We had an Akita. My first dog was an Akita. Talk about foolishness. The dog was bigger than me and stronger than all of us. And he would throw up, and it was the worst smell. And then he would go back and eat the throw up. In other words, when you throw up, your body is eliminating something that's destructive to you. And it says like a dog that returns to its vomit. You get the junk out and then you go and just eat it again, okay? Like a dog that returns to its vomit is a fool who repeats their folly. Now, these are some indicting words to a fool. And you say, man, that's not politically correct, Joe. In this society, we're supposed to only speak niceties and only say nice things. Well, the Bible speaks truth. And it's here letting us know that that a fool is a very destructive person. But I want you to see this last verse in this section, and it's amazing. It says, do you see a man who is wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. So after the railing of the fool, verse after verse after verse, then the proverb tells us that, do you see a man wise in their own eyes, a man filled with pride, a man or woman filled with pride? There's more hope for the fool than for that man, for that person. So here's an amazing proverb that always reminds me to humble myself. You see, what happens is, in a sense, when we're proud, we're fools, because we are thinking more highly of ourselves than we should. When we begin to, as it says here, be wise in our own eyes, we begin to cut off the receiving of more wisdom. And then we're worse than the fool, the scripture says. So I just wanted to share that with you. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell you where to find treasure. And you can maybe start today, read Proverbs chapter 8, and keep going. And on this May 9th, you will have finished the 31 chapters if you read one a day. Hopefully you can do that. And next week, again, we'll pick up with Proverbs 15. See you then.